I'm meteorologist Pate Malone with your Thursday afternoon update on the tropics. And notice still very busy. We have our two named systems and then 5 other areas we are tracking. 2 of those are closer to home here in the Gulf of Mexico. Notice chances are in the Gulf of Mexico as we go throughout the weekend and into early next week. The first one we're watching is this disturbance already in the Gulf. You can see it just towards the west of Florida there. It has a low chance of development as it moves towards the west and then towards the south eventually. So chances of this developing into much are very low, at least in the near term, but has a better chance as we go into the beginning of the work week as it moves towards the south, kind of off the Texas coast. So we'll be watching that. Something else we'll be watching and now has a higher chance of development is this huge area of showers and thunderstorms, this disturbance just towards the east of the Bahamas. It is heading west towards Florida. Not going to do much over the next couple of days, but once it gets into the Gulf of Mexico, we'll say by Sunday, going into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the chances for it to develop will be going up. It is going to be moving into a low shear environment. It's got warm surface temperatures, and of course it's the second week of September, so traditionally very active. But this is what we'll be watching as we go into this weekend and next week for potential development. We could see a tropical depression form from this as early as maybe late Sunday going into Monday, and then it will head generally up towards the northern Gulf Coast. So going to be watching that very closely. Here's what it looks on precision cast. You can see our first disturbance here. Going to be heading south of the Louisiana coast. It will bring some showers and storms across the region as we go throughout Friday into Saturday as well. Of course, all that deep tropical moisture moving with it. Then it heads towards the south. You can see they're trying to wrap up just a little bit as it heads away from Louisiana and Texas. But now our attention is turning to our next disturbance. You can see all the moisture with it trying to organize once it gets in the Gulf by, let's say, Sunday going into Monday, and could do so as it makes its way towards the northern Gulf Coast. So likely will bring better rain chances through the weekend and through the beginning and middle part of next week. But we do need to keep a close eye on that one because, as I mentioned, the environment it's moving into, not too bad. Elsewhere in the tropics, we have Renee, we have Paulette. Renee is going to remain out to sea and not really be an issue for anyone except for ships. Paulette, not necessarily the story. It is trying to organize more this afternoon. You see there it's getting all the showers and storms back around its center after it weakened earlier and overnight. And as we put the track on this, you can see they're moving towards the west and then making that northerly turn up towards Bermuda. Late Monday going into Tuesday, they could be dealing with a hurricane in Bermuda itself. So that's what they'll be watching, but it looks like Paulette will stay away from the United States as well. Elsewhere in the tropics, we have our huge tropical wave, another tropical wave coming out of Africa, now highlighting a high chance for development, potentially for this southern one. This northern portion of the wave has a medium % chance of development over the next 5 days. So this will likely become a system over the next at least 2 to 5 days as it jogs towards the west. And it looks like this southerly one could get a bit further towards the west compared to what Renee is doing and what Paulette is doing. So we'll keep an eye on this long term, maybe over the next 5 to 10 days or so as it jogs off towards the Lesser Antilles. Now we are, of course, nearly through our list. Our next name is Sally, and then Teddy, Vicky, Wilfred, of course. After Wilfred, we go to the Greek alphabet. Hasn't happened since 2005 when we got to Zeta, but our first Greek alphabet name would be Alpha.